Welcome to the November 18th, 2024 meeting of the School Performance and Accountability Committee of the Tennessee Public Charter School Commission. Before we begin the meeting, I want to recognize our General Counsel, Ashley Thomas, to provide the statement of necessity for today.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. This is Ashley Thomas. This commission committee meeting is being conducted pursuant to TCA 8-44-108, allowing for a governing body to allow participation by electronic means of communication where a physical quorum is not possible. As commission business requires a decision prior to the regularly scheduled January meeting, the necessity of the special call meeting is for the committee's deliberation and action on items set forth in the November 18, 2024 agenda. This meeting is being recorded and will be available after its conclusion via link on the Commission's website. A call-in number was provided on the Commission's website for the public to participate, and a statement of necessity shall be filed with the Secretary of State pursuant to TCA 8-44-108.
Thank you, Ashley. And as a reminder, all votes during virtual meetings of the Commission are conducted via taking a roll call vote. So please identify yourself prior to speaking or making a motion. And that said, I should have introduced myself. I'm Terrence Patterson, and I'm the chair of this particular committee. I believe we're now ready to call the roll. Hayden, could you please take a roll call of the commissioners present?
Commissioner Griscom, Commissioner Richards,
Here.
Chair Patterson.
Here.
Chair, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. Today we will be considering 4 amendment petitions, one from Empower Memphis Career and College Prep, Invictus Nashville, Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep, and Rocket Ship Nashville Northeast Elementary. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we vote to approve the agenda? Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move the approval of the agenda. This is Chris Richards.
Terrence Patterson, I second that motion. Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Richards,
Yes.
Chair Patterson.
Yes.
There you have 2 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. The agenda is approved. The minutes from the October 2nd, 2024 School Performance and Accountability Committee meeting have been provided. Are there any corrections or comments before we vote on approval?
No, I move their approval. This is Chris Richards.
Terrence Patterson, I second that motion. Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Richards,
Yes.
Chair Patterson.
Yes.
You have 2 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. The minutes are approved. Okay, the first of the 4 items on our agenda is an amendment petition from Empower Memphis. I would like to recognize the Director of Authorizing, Beth Figueroa, to give an overview of the petition.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. As you said, my name is Beth Figueroa, and I am here today to present the recommendation report on the Empower Memphis Career and College Prep Amendment Petition. And so this specific amendment petition was filed by Empower in order to amend its charter agreement to change the school's location outside of the geographic area that was originally set forth in the school's initial application and charter agreement. And so as a background, Empower was approved in the 2023 New Start appeal cycle with the initial plan to open in the Orange Mound or South Memphis area beginning in the 24-25 school year. The school is approved to serve students in grades kindergarten through 8th grade once they reach their full grade bands with the maximum enrollment of 450 students. And then subsequent to signing the charter agreement, Empower did exercise the right to delay. And the reason for exercising this right to delay really was based on the facility challenges that the school experienced while they set out in that pre-opening year to identify and secure a suitable facility. And so despite the school's really extensive efforts, the operator did face quite a bit of difficulty finding the facility that they needed that was located within that initially targeted region. And that was due to limited availability of sites. The sites that did exist included high renovation costs. And then there are just some specific building code requirements that are in Shelby County that made that particular geographic area challenging. And so Empower Memphis has now identified a viable alternative location that is located approximately 5 minutes outside of that original recruitment site. And so the current plan is this new temporary location would involve co-locating with another charter school, Tennessee Career Academy. Both schools have a career-based focus, and they serve different grade levels during their opening years. And so that eliminates any enrollment overlap. And so included in the amendment, there were some very specific benefits that the operator does believe is beneficial to the proposed location. And so first, I would just say that the new location aligns with the school's mission of high quality and career preparation. The site, as I mentioned, being co-located with another site that has a similar focus was seen as a strength. Next, when we looked at the financial viability for the school, the proposed facility does have a lower cost than what the school had initially anticipated. And so they believe that this will help ensure the school's long-term financial sustainability and set them up financially for success in those opening years, which can be really challenging for new schools. In order to also think about locating outside of that initially targeted area, the school has met with the community and the families that they've initially were working to recruit. And so we do see significant community support included in this amendment. And then the other thing that just mentioning of this facility is basically ready to go. It does require some renovations, but the current occupant has already vacated the facility. They've already started to get in there to see what needs to be done. And so that was another strength of this amendment. And so as a part of the amendment process, Empower did provide updated financial projections for the next 5 years, assuming the approval of the amendment petition. And the school does project that they will have positive cash flow and ending fund balance on an annual basis. And that the amendment does include just a thoughtful and realistic facility plan. And so specifically, this move to the Parkway Village and Oak Haven communities allows them to still provide services to those families that they initially targeted, while also opening up opportunities to target additional families that they didn't initially reach out to when they proposed their school. The facility identified also has space for up to 500 students and puts them in a good location for partnerships with other career-focused programs that align with their mission. And then also in thinking about the fact that they are moving their geographic location, they have incorporated within this amendment application an opportunity to provide reliable transportation options for families that they initially were targeting, in addition to those families in the new area. And so based on the complete review of the amendment amendment petition, it is recommended that the School Performance and Accountability move this amendment to the full commission for consideration at the December 2nd special called meeting. And upon approval, the amendment would allow the school to change their proposed location to include Parkway Village and Oak Haven communities. And so I can take any questions at this time.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Commissioner.
This is Chris Richards. Beth, were you able to verify that the current occupant as shown on the web is an adult learning center? Were you able to verify that they have in fact vacated the facility and won't be operating in this facility at all?
Yes, I have spoken with the charter school operator, and they did confirm that the space has been fully vacated, and it will only be them and the other charter
school. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
That's my only question, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. And this is Terrence Patterson. I do want to recognize, and I apologize I did not do this sooner. I want to recognize our Vice Chair, Chris Tudor, and I also see that Commissioner Lauren Smith has joined. So to the extent you have questions or any comments, please let me know and I can recognize you as well. So good to
And Chair
to have
Patterson,
you.
we do have Commissioner Griscom he's the call-in user as well.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So glad the three of you are joining us. So if you have any questions or comments, just please feel free to let me know.
Thank you. Good morning.
I don't have any questions. I just have one comment to note for the record, and that is this new geographic location of the Oak Haven Parkway Village area. It is still in the southern half of the city, so they're relatively close, certainly from a mile standpoint, but also I guess geographically they are still serving the southern portion of the city area. So I just wanted to highlight that. Thank you, Beth, for that presentation. Are there any other questions or any comments? Okay, do we have a motion to send this petition to the full commission for discussion?
So moved. This is Chris Richards.
Terrence Patterson, I second that motion. Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Griscom? Yeah. Okay. Commissioner Richards?
Aye.
Chair Patterson?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, you have 2 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. The motion to send the amendment petition for Empower Memphis Career and College Prep to the full commission has been approved. The next item on our agenda is an amendment petition from Invictus Nashville. So I'd again like to recognize Beth Figueroa to give an overview of the petition.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. So as mentioned, the next amendment petition here today for discussion is for Invictus Nashville Charter School. And so similar to the amendment that we just discussed, Invictus was also approved during that 2023 New Start cycle. And similarly, they faced difficulties in identifying and securing a facility. It's one of the reasons we spend a lot of time talking about facilities when we regularly meet. And so while they planned to open initially during the 24-25 school year, they also exercised that right to delay, and they are currently working towards opening the fall of 2025. And so as just a reminder and background for the school, Invictus is a school that is committed to providing a high quality Montessori education model to students kindergarten through 8th grade in the Hermitage Donaldson community of Davidson County. And they're currently approved to serve a total of 774 students when they are at full capacity. And so the purpose of this specific amendment request is to provide the school with an ability to add the 2nd grade to their opening year. And so within their initial New Start application, the school originally planned to open with just kindergarten through 1st grade, with that school adding a grade level year over year until they reached that full grade band of K-8. However, the school did determine that to meet the needs of families who were initially interested in enrolling their kids in the 1st grade for this current school year, so they were planning to enroll their students, say the 24-25 school year, that they would now need the ability to offer 2nd grade seats for this upcoming school year. So essentially, they wanted to continue to capture the interest that they had worked hard to garner through that application process. Within the amendment application, the school also provides additional rationale for how adding 2nd grade will benefit the students, because it would allow for the immediate implementation of mixed age classrooms. And so within the initial application, they did not intend to have the ability to offer mixed age classrooms until year 3, but adding 2nd grade now, they would be able to have mixed age classrooms immediately, allowing for benefits for younger students because they could learn from their older peers. Teachers could then start working on gaining the skills and necessaries required for multi-grade classrooms. And so embedded within the amendment application was just how the academic program would also improve and be stronger as a result of this. And so transitioning now to speak to some of those key updates related to the school's pre-opening process. And so first, and when we look at the facilities, Invictus is in the late stage negotiations on a prospective site. The goal of the school is to have a letter of intent signed by the end of this week, and then they are working to finalize the lease before winter break. So hopefully by the end of the year, they would have a lease signed and they would ready to move in, secure, and begin renovations. The proposed site does require some necessary renovations. However, the school has already began work with the general contractor and architects so that as soon as that facility and site is secured, they can promptly begin the work that needs to be done. Another key aspect of reviewing this amendment was considering the school's current financial position and the contingency plans that the school has in place. And so first, I will acknowledge that in review of the school's budget that they have made significant strides and secured quite a bit of grants and philanthropic funds. And so that is definitely a strength for this applicant. These additional revenue sources, as presented in their 5-year financial projections, demonstrate that the school does project positive cash flow and annual surplus. However, I will note, and it was noted in the report, that the financial projections do incorporate higher than what we would say typical anticipated levels of gifts or contributions, some of which are secured and some of which are not secured. And so we know that this, welcome Tom, we know that this does create some level of uncertainty and difficulty when we're assessing the long-term school's financial outlook. And so in response, the school did present within the amendment application detailed contingency plans of what they would do if the revenues, for example, did fall short. And that included adjusting staffing, making reductions to operational expenses. So they're definitely thinking and having conversations about what those financial projections will look like should some of those funds not be secured. I'll also mention that through review of the board minutes, it was encouraging to see that the school's governing board is also engaging in these important conversations because there are some uncertainties that exist at this time. And so despite some of these uncertainties, the overall review of the amendment did find that adding the second grade does support Invictus's overall financial health and its ability to serve families in the targeted area. And then lastly, as we reviewed the amendment, one of the things that we always are considering is community demand. And the school was able to present as a part of their amendment an update on their intent to enroll forms. And they have significant interest in all grades, including the second grade. And so they have been able to demonstrate through this process the ability to open fully enrolled, which is always encouraging. And so based on the review of this record, it's also recommended that the school performance and accountability move the amendment to the full commission for consideration, allowing the school to open in the 25-26 school year, serving students in grades kindergarten through second.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead. You're recognized, Commissioner.
This is Tom Driscoll. I apologize. You know, I usually don't get late, but I'm here. I'd like to ask you, number one, because I couldn't be heard when I was on the phone, I would like to be recorded as voting aye on the first vote we had, because I was saying it. And then I'd like to make one quick statement, then I do have a question here. I would hope that if we have schools that decide to your point, Mr. Chairman, that you made, if they're moving into a different area or maybe just boundary of where they were before, my concern is that I hope this doesn't set a precedent where other schools that are in our portfolio feel like they can, similarly just decide for whatever reason to move to a new service area. Because we approved them for the service area that came before. So I just want to make that comment. And on this one, what I'd like to ask, are you confident that this site that they think they've got now is real, will happen? Or, I mean, what's the likelihood that we might not be back one more time?
Thank you, Commissioner Griscom. That is a great question. So we currently engage with the operator probably on a monthly basis to get updates on their facility search. This specific facility, they have been working with the, I believe it's a church, and they've been talking with them for months. They are in multiple rounds. And so I would say that they are much further along in negotiations than they have ever been on any other site. And so I personally feel like we are confident that they are very close to securing an actual agreement. The school has also identified 2 other backup options, one of which they said that they are ready to go on. And so at this point in time, they have satisfied our requests and provided concrete documentation that provides us with the confidence that they will be able to move forward and open on time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other questions or comments? Okay, thank you, Beth. Do I have a motion to send this petition to the full commission for discussion?
This Commissioner Griscom, I will make that motion.
This is Commissioner Richards. I will second.
Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote?
Commissioner Griscom,
Aye.
Commissioner Richards,
Aye.
Chair Patterson.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. The motion to send the amendment petition for Invictus Nashville to the full commission has been approved. The next item on our agenda is an amendment petition from Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep. Beth, you're recognized again to give us an overview of this petition.
Thank you, Chair Patterson. So again, I'm here to present another amendment petition to you all. This one is for Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep. And so as a background, Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep has been operating since 2022. They serve students in kindergarten through 4th grade currently. And the school is governed by the National Rocket Ship Board of Directors. But they are looking to make some changes with this amendment. This one includes 3 separate pieces. And so the last 2 that we spoke about only were 1, but this one is kind of a 3-fer. So first, they are proposing a transfer of governance from the national board to the local Rocket Ship Education Tennessee Board of Directors. They believe that this will allow a more localized decision-making process and stronger voice for the Tennessee community. Secondly, the amendment petition is requesting adding the 5th grade to the school. And this is in order to align better with the local district's elementary model and provide a smoother transition for students that are going to be transitioning into the middle school grades. And then with that addition of the 5th grade, they are requesting that they can increase the maximum enrollment from 560 students to 630 students. And again, that is tied to the addition of the 5th grade. And so there are several reasons why and what prompted this amendment. And so first, the transfer of governance from the national board to the local Tennessee board is really prompted by the Tennessee board receiving their tax exemption, which allows it to transfer and assume full governance responsibility to the local level. And so, as I mentioned, they're currently governed by the national board, and they believe that by transferring governance to that local level provides that local control and community responsiveness. They have currently, the Tennessee board operates in kind of an advisory capacity to the national board. And so it's not like the Tennessee board is newly formed. They have been currently operating, fully functioning, but more in an advisory function. And so again, it's just transferring from the national level to the local level. Both boards will continue to monitor the school's performance and the network health. And then it's important to note here that despite this transfer from the national level to the local level, nothing changes as in terms of the services that are provided from their CMO with regards to their academics, operational, and financial support. So those supports will all still remain in place. The CMO agreement still remains in place. And then looking at the addition of the 5th grade, we found that there is support for them adding the 5th grade. As mentioned, the grade structures of the local districts have also moved from being K4 to K5. And so adding this would eliminate that need for a student to change schools for just 1 year to then change schools again in the middle school. The school has demonstrated strong academic results. They earned a B letter grade in the 22-23 school year and also a TBOS composite score level of a 5 that school year. So to accommodate the addition of the 5th grade, they have had to think through what that would look like from a facilities standpoint, because when they built the school, it was only built to house grades K through 4. And so in order to accommodate these additional students, they are working to identify some extracurricular teachers that can become itinerant, meaning they would move from class to class. And they believe that this would allow them to maximize their space without compromising the academic program or the cohort sizes. Included in the amendment was a detailed budget, details about the operational impacts of these changes, and there was clear evidence of support from parents, staff, and community regarding this adjustment. And so at this time, and based on the review of the record, it's recommended, similar to the others, that the School Performance and Accountability Committee move this amendment to the full commission for consideration at December 2nd. And this, again, is 3 shifts. First would be formally shifting governance from the Rocket Ship National to the Tennessee Board effective July 1st, 2025, adding 5th grade, as well as increasing the enrollment capacity to 630 students. And happy to take any questions.
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Griscom. May I ask Beth a question or 2?
Yes, you're recognized.
Thank you. So this feels a little similar to what we dealt with Green Dot a few weeks ago. So Beth, that one is pretty clear. So what is the real reason that they are asking, to leave the national network? What role will the national network have, or national at all? Because I've listed, what you've submitted and what you said. Does the real governance now move to this Tennessee board? And if so, how does that change that relationship with their national board? I hope that made sense.
Yes, I will do my best, and feel free to ask any follow-up questions. And so I will say a key difference between this amendment and the one that we previously heard with Green Dot was, with Green Dot, they actually dissolved. And so, for example, the instance of Bluff City, they lost access to all supports that Green Dot was previously providing to them. In the case of Rocket Ship National they will continue to provide all of those services. And truthfully, as we go through a lot of our work, we actually interface with a lot of folks, both locally and nationally. They have a strong partnership and collaboration. However, when they think about actually taking votes, for example, on curriculum choices, you'll have a Tennessee board who's now helping guide, make those choices, who are much more attuned to the local context, what the community wants, what the parents want. And they believe that that is the best thing for the school, for the students, for the community. But the relationship that exists between Tennessee and the national board is still positive, it's still strong. And there will be far fewer operational shifts that will be required than, say, what we worked through with our other school. There will be some things, like from a tax standpoint, employees, W-2s, like there will be items that they will have to work through, but it's far more minimal and a positive relationship and continued supports.
So while this has been as you described it, it was in the in your write-up, more of what I'm gonna call an advisory type role. You must feel comfortable that the group that's together, the Tennessee board, is able to step up and perform much more of an oversight type role. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, that is a fair statement. And I would say that as a part of our site visits, we do meet with the governing board annually, and they are they've already been very attuned to what's going on. So even though they were previously only operating in the advisory capacity, they were highly involved and knowledgeable about what was happening at their school sites.
Great. Thank you much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, it's Chris Richards. I just have a comment. I reviewed the recommendation and find it very comforting that this school is showing the kind of academic performance that we encourage of charter schools that we have under our LEA. I feel very confident that students who have been enrolled and enroll in the 5th grade out of their K through 4 current configuration will continue their progress based on what they've been showing in their Tennessee Ready success rates for the lower grades for students who have been enrolled for multiple years. And I just want to say, I think this is the kind of school that we ought to provide as much support as possible for in allowing them the flexibility to continue to serve these kids. And that's all I've got by way of comment.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments? And I just want to echo Commissioner Richards' comment as well. I think these are the types of schools that we want to be supportive of. And again, thank you to the staff and Beth to your work in evaluating these amendments. With that, is there a motion to send this petition to the full commission for discussion?
Chairman, this is Commissioner Griscom. I'll make the motion.
This is Chris Richards. I'll second.
Hayden, could you please take the roll call vote for us?
Commissioner Griscom,
Aye.
Commissioner Richards,
Aye.
Chair Patterson.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 ayes.
Thank you, Hayden. The motion to send the amendment petition for Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep to the full commission has been approved. The final item on our agenda is an amendment petition from Rocket Ship Nashville Northeast Elementary. And Beth, you are again recognized to give an overview of this petition.
Thank you, Chair Patterson and committee, for all of your time today. This one will be relatively short in comparison to some of the others because we've already discussed the governance change when we discussed Rocket Ship Dream Community Prep. And so this amendment for Rennie, as we would call them, or Rocket Ship Nashville Northeast Elementary, includes, it's very similar in the sense that they are a rocket ship school. And so they are currently making the request for that change in governance, similar to what we previously discussed. And so as a background, Rennie currently serves students in grades kindergarten through 5th grade. They have approximately 470 students. And the amendment request that they are making is for that change in governance. As we previously already talked about, they believe that by transferring the governance from the National Rocket Ship Education Board of Directors to that local Tennessee board, that it will enhance local control, give them more community responsiveness. They have included in their amendment application detailed timelines for what that would look like. They are still going to continue receiving all of those same levels of services from their CMO, which includes academics, financial, operational supports, and they do not anticipate any disruption in services as a part of this amendment request. So again, it's what we've already discussed. It's transferring the governance piece from that national board to the local level. And so based on the review of this recommendation, it is recommended to move this amendment also forward to the commission for consideration, allowing the governance for Rennie to formally shift to the Tennessee board effective July 1, 2025. And I'm happy to take any questions on this one.
Thank you, Beth. Any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to send this petition to the full commission for discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this is Commissioner Griscom. I will make that motion.
This is Commissioner Richards. I second the motion.
Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote for us?
Commissioner Griscom,
Aye.
Commissioner Richards,
Aye.
Chair Patterson.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 ayes.
Okay, thank you, Hayden. The motion to send the amendment petition for Rocket Ship Nashville Northeast Elementary to the full commission has been approved. Thank you for all of your attendance and participation at this meeting this morning of the School Performance and Accountability Committee. At this time, I'd like to ask if there are any final comments, and also Executive Director Stovall, if there are any comments you might have, or if any commissioners do have any.
Chair Patterson, I would just let this committee know that this afternoon we have our kickoff call, our pre-opening kickoff call with our newly authorized charter schools. So all 4 schools that were approved in October will be joining the commission. So more to come on that front, but I'm just excited about the growth of our portfolio and excited to welcome new schools and students into our work.
Great, thank you. Any other comments from commissioners?
Now, Commissioner Patterson, Chairman Patterson, I again apologize. I will try to do better next time you have a meeting.
Thank you. I do appreciate that, Tom. You were holding us back. You slowed us back down about 5 or 6 minutes.
I know I did. I'm sorry. I tried to run
No
tight
worries at
meetings,
all.
so I messed you up.
No worries at all. And before we do close, Hayden, we did record Commissioner Griscom's vote for the, I think, First Amendment approval. And then obviously we've recorded him as being present at the committee meeting as well.
Yes.
Okay, great. With that, no further comments. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
This Commissioner Griscom, since I slowed you down, I will make a motion to adjourn.
This is Commissioner Richards. I second.
Hayden, could you please take a roll call vote for us?
Commissioner Griscom,
Aye.
Commissioner Richards,
Aye.
Chair Patterson.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, you have 3 ayes.
Okay, thank you. The full commission will meet at a special call meeting on December 2nd, 2024 to consider these petitions. And the next meeting of the School Performance and Accountability Committee is scheduled for January 23rd, 2025. Again, thank you all for your attendance and participation, and we are adjourned.